Mr. Umair Nizam, E-Commerce Gateway, sponsors of today's event. I see the team of Huawei sitting here, Pakistan Software Export Board, Brigadier Nadir representing the SIFC, Chairman Pasha, Madam Aisha Moriani, our Secretary, and all of the distinguished members from the sector, from the industry, especially our international participants. Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening. It is an absolute honor and a delight to be standing here before you and really celebrating the true potential that the IT industry and the sector holds. And I believe, and I would like to also congratulate the sponsors and organizers of this event. It's never easy to coordinate events of this level, and having Pakistan's largest tech event, and that too 25th year in a row, is quite a feat to achieve. So congratulations, and we hope that the event goes very successfully for all of you. I would like to very quickly talk about how the government at this point in time, and since we've taken office almost 6 months ago, what are some of the key initiatives that have been taken? And I would also like to celebrate with you all the historic success of exports that the IT industry has made this year, not only in terms of annual exports, which have risen by 24% to $3.22 billion this year, but also historically high and record-breaking monthly exports that the sector has shown in the last quarter of the last financial year. And needless to say that it is the efforts, the resilience, and the hard work potential of the private sector that makes us proud, not only in terms of exports, but also today when we represent Pakistan globally, to very confidently say and talk about the potential that the country holds. The first thing that I would like to talk about here is the Honorable Prime Minister's vision for a digital Pakistan and what it means. When we talk about, and we keep talking about digital Pakistan or digital nation Pakistan, it is essentially a concept that at the end goal of which is that every citizen in the country has a digital identity. Every citizen has a digital wallet, and every citizen's interaction, whether it is with the state or a social interaction, is seamless, transparent, and efficient. The efforts are beginning with passing of the Digital Nation Pakistan Act, which will, inshallah, very soon you will see that Honorable Prime Minister himself will be leading the efforts. And all 4 provinces and all major data pool organizations like State Bank, SECP, FBR, Pakistan Bureau of Statistics, and the like will be represented on a national commission that will be leading this effort. However, I would like to tell you that it is absolutely clear that the whole effort will be led by the private sector. The Prime Minister, and I quote, has time and again said that the government has no business doing business. And this whole effort, this really difficult task and a very challenging task that we're embarking upon, this journey, has to be led by the private sector at large. And I think that once we start this journey of digitizing Pakistan in 3 verticals, economy, governance, and society, there's not only going to be a lot of opportunity for the private sector, but it is really going to unfold and unlock the true potential that our sector holds, and further on open much more opportunities for our sector on the international level. We really hope that as we embark on this journey, all of you will be a part of it, and within a few years, we'll be able to make the strides that we intend to make. At this point in time, FBR is something which is on the priority list. We really hope that digitizing our revenue collecting agency will not only increase the revenues, but also streamline the processes in terms of ease of doing business, and in terms of all of us to be very comfortable as soon as we have certain level of efficiency and transparency in the system. So that trust building, we believe that digitization is also that first step that is required in that trust building effort with our larger industry. So that is the first and I think the most important thing that will be starting very soon. As far as the connectivity to the world goes, Pakistan very proudly boasts about 8 submarine cables that connect Pakistan to the world. But I would like to also inform you and let you know that we will be very soon be connected with 4 new cables for better connectivity with the submarine, through the submarine cables across different regions. We have 2 that are connecting us to Africa. One is going from between east to west, and one that will be connecting Pakistan, Gwadar, and the GCC. So these are 4 new cables that will be further connecting Pakistan. Similarly, as far as the spectrum goes, Pakistan has been operating on around 274 megahertz of spectrum. But in the last 6 months, we've been able to vacate around 550 megahertz of more spectrum, additional spectrum, from various litigations, which inshallah, as soon as we auction that, will provide much better connectivity and much faster connectivity as we move on. And we're hoping that by April or May next year, we will also be getting into auctioning the 5G spectrum. So that was for the internet. But overall, if I talk about the industry, I think the biggest potential that Pakistan hosts right now, and really the true asset that we have, is our young population. Of the almost 250 million people that we are, 60% of this population is under the age of 35, actually almost 70% now, which is quite a big number to talk about. We say that we have around 75,000 annual graduates who graduate with a degree in IT, but really looking on the ground and having had different discussions with the industry, we also recognize the fact that there's an immediate need to really move towards skill-based education. Certification, boot camps is something that every undergraduate degree holder must have, and in order to, so we all know that it takes some time to structurally change the curriculum. That is something, again, that we're in conversation with HEC to do so. And we're also, for instance, now starting a 2-year BS program. We've, in the last couple of years, also conducted what we call the Industry Academia Bridge, where members from the industry have gone to universities and given the boot camps according to the kind of supply that they require. However, a lateral intervention that we're thinking about, and we'll be open to your suggestions in this regard, is that in the 6th, 7th, or 8th semester, we're thinking of replacing a few credit hours with one or the other sort of certification or skill-based learning. And the idea is that there's a common understanding that the employability of IT graduates, while it's decent, it can significantly improve if we employ such measures. But there's one thing that we would require from the industry in this regard, and that is demand aggregation. So what we're feeling right now is that wherever the skills programs are being run and even where the government is making certain interventions in terms of skilling young people, I think that there still remains quite a significant gap between supply and demand. And for that, we've already, we're almost finalized, again, a private sector partner to make an labor information management system, an LIMS, for IT sector particularly. And I would like to, really make use of this forum today where a lot of you are representing the industry overall, that it would be really helpful if you could really become a part of this journey so that we at the government level, at the educational institute level, have a better understanding of what kind of skills are required by the industry itself. And it is this kind of collaboration that will really help us invest we're almost investing more than 4 billion rupees this year on skills building, and we really do not want to end up in a situation where we skill people in the not right kind of skills that the industry at large requires. So some of this will be going towards freelancing, low-tech skills, upskilling the existing freelancers, but the high-yielding corporate employees who we feel and who we've continuously heard that the industry feels are lacking in the market, we really want to help the industry, the SMEs, and also the established companies to have that kind of support where supply does not become a problem. We say and we talk about, and rightly so, a lot of brain drain from the country.